Sorry for the voiceover, I just can't get the mic to work when I'm on the bike. I am definitely not a vlogger. I'm doing this to raise money for cancer research. On the 21st of June this year, I'll be riding my motorbike, the one in the video now, from Land's End to John O'Groats in hopefully around about 24 hours. It's a predefined route and there are no motorways. Just to add to the challenge, we've had to buy a bike for no more than £600. So I'll be using this, a Honda VFR750. It's a 1996 bike and it's now done just less than 104,000 miles. It had done just over 100,000 miles when I bought the bike. I've done jobs to make sure that it's safe and as reliable as possible. Again, this is all for cancer research. So if you can and you haven't already, please sponsor me. There's a link below and I'll make sure that my QR code appears on screen as much as possible throughout this video. If you continue watching, you'll hear some of the work that I've done on the bike, and there's a previous video where I talked about the jobs that needed doing on the bike when I first picked the bike up. So thank you for watching, and again, if you could, please support cancer research. Goodbye.
Okay, so here goes. I just thought I'd do a front to back walkthrough of what I've done to my Honda VFR. So if I start the front then, as I said, I'm going to start front to back. You'll see, should see, I've got some new discs on there. The old ones were just below the minimum level. I was going to risk it, but they are obviously the most important thing on the bike. So I put some new aftermarket discs on there. I serviced the calipers, the braided hoses were already on there, so we've got new pads on there. The forks had no oil in them, as I probably mentioned in my last video, so I've rebuilt the front forks. As I was doing that, I took the radiator off, which essentially collapsed. It just broke to pieces in my hands. So good old AliExpress, for 36 quid I think it was, I managed to get a new radiator, so that's fitted too. I've got USB-C lead there, you can hopefully see, so that means that I can run my Moto, is it called? Beeline Moto, and also my phone for sat nav and music. which I'll probably get very bored of if I'm listening to that for 24 hours. Pretty much oil change, obviously. I've done a couple now. The rear brakes, so that essentially seized and fried the rear disc and destroyed the pads, as you'd expect. So I've put a new rear master cylinder on the back, and obviously needed to replace pretty much everything related to the rear brake. The tyres are the tyres that came with it. I'm probably going to keep those on for the challenge. I think they should be all right. There's enough life in them. I changed the exhaust. It had a nice blue flame performance exhaust on it, and it was just too noisy. I thought riding for 24 hours listening to that is going to drive me crazy. So I've got a slightly quieter one. Still makes a lovely noise. I managed to buy a rack for the back from a really lovely bloke. So thank you for that. I think it cost me a tenner, and he donated money to the challenge as well. So that was really, really nice of him. New chain and sprocket. I'll try to stop saying new chain and sprockets on the back. Generally a really good cleanup because it was filthy. I mean, it's still, you can still see that it's done a lot of miles. The engine's to a point where I just can't get it any cleaner than it is. But it should be fine. Clutch. I needed to put new clutch plates in it and new springs. That was slipping. Matt, who I bought the bike off, shared that on one of his videos. I knew that was a problem that would need fixing. And the side stand too, it was just covered in crud, so it was just cutting the engine out even though the side stand was up. So I've cleaned that up and it's absolutely fine now. Changed fluids obviously all around, so new clutch and brake fluid. And is that pretty much it? There were a few electrical things that need sorting out, just wires. I don't know if it had a dodgy alarm on it at some point. But yeah, I needed to essentially tidy some wiring up. And I've put some new fairing bolts on it. They were pretty knackered, so for the cost of new bolts, I just bought some new ones for it. The other thing I've done, which you can't see, is I've put LED bulbs in it. Obviously, riding a lot of the night doing the challenge, I need the brightest lights I can get. So the quickest, easiest and cheapest way was to put some LEDs in. So I've put LEDs all around, including the indicators. That makes a massive difference, actually. The full beam's really strong, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that for the challenge. And just to prove, it's done 103,624 miles as it is now. I'll definitely be putting more on before the challenge on the 21st of June. Thanks for watching. Hope this was useful and interesting. It was for me. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I've put new wheel bearings in it, and also new grips. They were really, really sticky, so they're new. Also rebuilt I don't know if I mentioned this, but I also rebuilt the front master cylinder for the clutch and front brake as well. Obviously, I want the brakes to be absolutely top notch and reliable, so yeah, they took priority. I think that's it. There's probably a million and one other things I've done, but I can't remember. Oh, there's this little screen thing. What is it called? A deflector to hopefully make sure the midges don't hit me squarely in the face.